be sure, they're not really talking about a blanket death penalty, right? They're just really talking about death penalty for drugs, for heinous crimes.
Plunder.
Plunder.
Yun ang
Yes.
hindi
And-
pinapalitan.
Yes.
Kaya nga parang natigilan yung mga congressman.
Oo.
Dali,
Oo
ano
nga,
pa?
kaya-
Parang baka hindi mo narinig sa presidente. Sabi, plunder to.
Which is why that's a deal
I
breaker
was
for
going
me.
to say nga, maybe that's the dynamic.
Yeah, I think
What you're
putting in
talking about,
plunder makes this a little harder to pass. And he included it explicitly, and the whole SONA was, a discussion about corruption. I mean, if you look at the majority of what he
Yes.
discussed, and if
Yes.
he means what he says and says what he means, then death penalty should be with heinous crimes, including plunder.
Okay, so
and if that's
let's-
going to be the issue,
Yeah.
it's going to face some opposition. And as a civil society, the public become more and more educated with with the help of people like Congressman Atienza. I think this discussion will be. It's not a done deal as far as death penalty is concerned.
Where does that put the speaker now?
The speaker is just a leader amongst, a primus inter pares, a leader in a collegial body, which will eventually decide. Okay. Yes, there's a strong chance that this will pass. It passed the last Congress, so but there's still the Senate, no, which is not a done deal there. Although there's a greater consensus there. That's where I want to put the dynamic in. Elections are very near. You have people in the Senate who have shown to all, no, that they have dreams, no, they have big dreams. I don't think it's a done deal at the Senate level, and there's going to be a significant debate. This has no evidence that it is an effective solution. What I am hoping for is that it will open a discourse up. Yes, let's talk about it, but at the same time, let's open up the idea of reforming the police.
Yes, but
of
when it comes
strengthening
to-
No, but this is an opportunity.
But when it comes to
Yeah.
elections, is this a gut issue for Filipinos? We always say, hindi, kailangan yung gut issue, yung nararamdaman ng mga tao. But this is also, this is, it's values driven, but it's also rather nebulous. Ang gusto ko malaman is there evidence that if I am against death penalty, does that matter to me if my congressmen or my legislators actually take a different
Ako,
stance?
I take
Does it
a different
change
position.
the,
Ako, I take it from the perspective of a series of laws that are going to be passed in the next year or two. One is the Trabajo Bill, which basically gives the elites
Which is
a
also a
tax,
gut-
that's a,
yeah.
and then you're continuing problems with managing the economy
Kaya
and
nga.
dealing with the poor.
And these are the gut issues that we're talking about.
And then put this into perspective also, especially if you have a strong advocate like the church articulating intelligently and civil society that this is anti-poor. I don't think already at this point there's already a changing in the dynamic as far as the Senate is concerned. There's going to be a long discussion, sabi ng
It will
Senate.
be, yes.
And it's the House that has changed. Remember, it's the Senate that has changed. We've always had a majority, a strong support, a consensus around the president in the House of Representatives. In the Senate, we're only having it now. But even at this point, you see a Senate president saying, he's wavering a little bit. There's going to be a long discussion here. Yes, we might have the votes, but we're still going to discuss. And I share the position of Congressman Atienza. As long as we continue discussing and attaching it to a broader issue of structural, institutional reform of our criminal justice system, I think there's a chance that we can change the discourse.